Rebecca Ward. Yay!
Thank you, Danny Dutty. Hi, my name's Rebecca Ward. You probably know my parents, maternity and psychiatric. Tell you a little about myself. I'm part Indian. I'm part Indian, but my husband isn't, so every time we play Monopoly, he tries to get me drunk and steal my properties a little bit at a time. I was a little worried about being here tonight. This lighting doesn't make my breasts look big, does it? So we got any married people here tonight? People in love? You can be both. Come on. I got married. I got this really cool engagement ring when I got engaged. It feels really strange, though, when you first start wearing an engagement ring. It keeps getting in the way of dating. Before I got married, I was dating a lot of younger guys until I realized they were just using me to get into R-rated films. I dated this one guy, and he wanted me to choose between him and chocolate. How many of you think I should have picked the chocolate? Okay, now just the women that are 3 days into PMS. How many of you think I should have picked the chocolate? All right, let's go kill men. All right. I've been trying to get back to the gym. It's really tough, though, because I hate aerobics instructors. They're so stupid. They say things like, I want everyone to touch your toes and straighten your knees. And I'm like, make up your mind. I'm not doing both. So now I take a Supreme Court aerobics. You spend the whole time leaning to the right. I have on my high heels. I hate wearing high heels. I walk down the street and it's like, ow, ow, I'm on a date, they hurt, ow. Do you think a guy would put his foot in something like that just to get laid? Yeah? Yes. That's a stupid question. A guy would put his foot in a bear trap to get laid. I think we all know that. You know, the first night that I spent at my husband's house, he's got a cat. And in the middle of the night, the cat leaped up on the bed and landed between my knees. I woke up and thought, what have I given birth to today? I figured I had to marry the guy. It was the first time I'd ever purred from that part of my body. We have a cat. Her name's Hey Stupid, Get Down From There. We named her when she was a kitten, and she was like climbing the drapes, and like she'd be up there like, meow, I'm up here, somebody do something about this. So I started playing games with her. I started playing Kitty Kiss the Ceiling. So I had a pretty nice car. I had a '65 Dodge Dart. Impressed? It was real pretty. It was a two-tone rust and primer. My car would get like 17 miles to the gallon of oil. I knew my car was a girl because once a month it would throw a fit, demand attention, and break down. The only thing that worked on the whole car was the radio, and the only station I could get was a country music station. You got country music fans here?
No.
No. I heard a country music song that goes, "You're the reason God made Oklahoma." Is that supposed to be a compliment? Isn't that kind of like, you're the reason God made Milpitas? I used to have a job. Surprise. I was a Kelly girl. I hate that term, though. Kelly girl. That's so demeaning. I prefer the term Kelly chick. I was in the middle of a 10K race. Me and another girl, we were both making 9K a year, and one of us was up for a promotion. They send Kelly girls out on to do the worst jobs you can imagine. You're either like cleaning up an acid spill with a Q-tip, or they had me in the employment area with all these files, people who were applying for jobs. I spent the day alphabetizing Vietnamese names, these files. Okay, it's Ing before Nguyen, except after Huoc. Or when sounding like Tran, as in neighbor and Phoc. And I would get to these early morning jobs, and I would have to get like enough caffeine in me that I could jumpstart a dead car battery with my bare hands, all this coffee just to get me going. And they would turn the radio on and put it on Coit, soft hits, all lullabies all the time. After about an hour, I'm like, I'm sorry, it's time for Coit Interruptus. And then I became a mom. Being a mom is a really hard job, being a new mom. It's the only job where you have to wait for your boss to fall asleep before you get a bathroom break. And when I was pregnant, I could tell my husband anything and he had to believe it. Like, okay, the baby's got a severe Dorito deficiency. Gotta take care of this, okay? I love being a mom, but kids have no idea what pain is. One of my kids came to me and said, I got a splinter in my thumb. Have you ever felt anything as painful as a splinter in your thumb? I'm like, was it a 9-pound, 8-ounce splinter? Was it 11 days late getting out of you? Did you spend 3 hours trying to push it out of you? I don't think so. So I have a lot of respect for my mom. I go to visit my mom in Missouri. I know we got some Midwest people. People ask me what Missouri's like during the winter time. Imagine a meat locker, but it's a little colder and a lot less interesting. So I go visit my mom, and she's very organized, and I'm always losing stuff and misplacing things. One time I thought I'd lost my virginity, but my mom had just moved it to another room. So you guys suppose anybody at NASA has ever been fired for staring off into space? Do you think people in Foster City ever go outside and yell, "You're not my real city"? Do you ever think of something really funny and you're the only one that thinks it's funny? Nobody else does. I call that my act. You know who thinks I'm stupid is car mechanics. My car mechanic told me I needed to rotate my tires. And I'm like, they do it all by themselves while I'm driving. I went to college. Surprised? I took a physics class my first year in college. The only thing I can remember from the whole physics class is they told me matter can be neither created nor destroyed. It can only change shape, like the way water goes to ice or steam. I found out it's really true. Like, I'll lose my car keys and all of a sudden find a whole bunch of coat hangers I didn't know I had. You know, there's a lot of things that are not fair. There's a Playboy channel, but there's no Playgirl channel. Did you know that? Yeah. Except for Lifetime. I mean, I would like to see a Playgirl channel. I want to see a channel where you can tune in and see a guy bringing flowers or returning phone calls or... So, you know, one of the great things about doing comedy is you get to meet people you really admire. When Madonna came to town, I snuck backstage. I wanted to say something to her she had never heard before so she'd remember me. So I told her I liked her movies. Anyway, I've been